Hi everyone, this is Sharon. Today I have a guest design team project to share with you. This is for Christina at Crislanacrafts, and I have been wanting to dig into Christina's reading kits for quite a while, and I finally made a project this fall with them. I also had someone request one of these tin journals, and I thought it would be perfect to do sort of a reading ladies theme journal in this tin. So I tied the tin up with a little bit of twine, and on the top of the cover of the tin I put this beautiful image. I thought it was perfect for an old tin, just the soft romantic colors in there and subject matter. The tin I painted with some kind of off-white acrylic paint and scuffed it up a little bit to give it that kind of vintage shabby chic look. And then on the bottom I just added this piece of wool felting. This is what it looks on the inside. I've got the journal snugly fitting in there. So the inside of the covers I like to kind of embellish too, so I did a collage on the front inside cover with some old papers, some old wallpaper, and then just some scrap pieces that I had laying around. And this is from a Reader's Digest book spine. And then in the bottom of the tin I have this beautiful floral image from one of Christina's kits, and then I'll put a label on there as well. For my journal cover I use this piece of seam binding for the closure, and then similar to the ones I did this past summer, I did a couple of tin journals. I used a piece of old linen, and this just has a beautiful little strip of embroidery there. And then on this side I just did some machine stitching with a decorative stitch, and it also had this panel of lace on it. And what I did was I just lined the inside of that with a piece of antique French cotton fabric, kind of peeks through. And then as we open the journal on the inside, I lined the inside covers with this old Italian, nope, I thought it was Italian, looks like French to me. So it's an old French book page. And then I just added a couple of labels on the inside. And as far as the digitals go of Christina's shop is on Kofi, so I will list those down below in the description. I mainly used the Reader and the Reading Ladies for this journal, and then of course I also mixed in a few of her other kits as well. So on this first page I have this beautiful image, and then I just have this wax seal and a little bit of lace under there. And then here, another beautiful floral image. And then I took this library catalog card and just made it into this little booklet. So it's got some fun little places to journal in there. I thought this little journal would be a really fun place to maybe keep track of the books that you've read, or favorite books, or books you want to read, something like that. This flips out, some writing room in there, and then I made this little tag, and I just used a fun little button image on the top for the tab. Here, this floral image I made into a pocket, and then in there I just tucked this little journaling card that I made from a piece of Florentine paper. Another one of Christina's beautiful kits, and then here I just added a little bit of metallic punched paper. I've incorporated some old book pages and music sheets and things like that as well in this journal. Here I created a side tuck. Nope, it's not a side tuck, it's a flip out. And I just did a little stenciling on there that flips out for some journaling room. And then I have this little photo in there. It's probably somewhere in the French countryside, because this photo came with a bunch of other French photos ephemera pack that I bought. And then on the back, I just stapled on this piece of antique wallpaper. These little journals are really fun to work in because I can pull out all those little scraps that I keep, and they're perfect for in here. Here I just added a little strip of wool fabric on the bottom. On this page, I created a top tuck with this avocado dyed doily. And this is one of the beautiful background pages from one of Christina's fall kits. And then in there, I've got this antique piece of French wallpaper. And then I also made this little card with this beautiful lady. And I used some packaging for the back. Here I took a vintage postcard of mine to use for the page. Floral image that I just embellished with a little velvet tab and a button. Here I created a little side tuck, and then in there I've got this vintage calling card and just another little scrap piece of Florentine paper. This is a page from a French embroidery book that I have. And on this side, I created a pocket, and I just used some old French ticking to kind of embellish that. And then in the pocket, I've got this tag that I made. And just did a little bit of inking on the back with a stencil. And then this is in my backyard in Wisconsin. I don't see a year on it, but I'm going to say like mid-1900s maybe. Here I just added a little piece of lace. A couple of tickets that I stapled to the top of that page for fun, and that could be used as a little tuck spot as well. And then I added in this page from a bird book and just did some punching along the edge of the page. Here I took some wax tracing paper and I just embossed that. I like the way that looks. Here I created a little top tuck with this piece of fabric. And then in there I've got an old book page and then this playing card. And I just altered that a little bit on the back with some Tim Holtz tissue paper. This page, another, she's got a kit with all floral arrangements, and I just love that. So many beautiful ones in there. This side, so this I believe is Italian. Yes, that's an old Italian rag paper book page. And then on there, I just clipped on this little journaling card. Here in the center, I created some pockets with little tucks on the side, did some stamping across the top, and then just embellished this with some crinkled seam binding and a little bit of trim on there. And then I inserted these journaling cards. This is an image of Christina's, and I just cut it in half and waxed those. And then there's another one of her beautiful images underneath. And I just hand stitched those onto the back. And there's some writing room on the back sides. On this page, I did a little bit of stitching on there, blanket stitch. And then I created this journal card. I love this image of this girl. I've used this a number of times. The colors in it are just so pretty. And she is actually a little kind of a journaling spot. I added a little stamp there. Here I created a top tuck with this doily piece. And then in there I've got this beautiful lady. Did some punching on the bottom, a little bit of lace I added onto there. And then a beautiful image on the back. Here I just tucked onto the page a vintage cigarette card and some Florentine paper. Looks really nice against Christina's image on the back. And then on this side of the page, I created this little sampler piece. So there's this lady that's on the pocket. I love this pattern in the background. And then this little booklet these are images from one of Christina's kits. And then I just added a little kind of fabric and lace sampler inside. This is one of her beautiful images that I waxed. In this pocket, I've just got some vintage pieces, an old photograph of this woman in her yard. She's got some handwriting about where it was in New York, and I thought it was really cute that she had to write how much she weighed at the time of the photo. And then this is just an old receipt. Here I clipped on a little journaling card, and I just backed that with a piece of linen fabric and a little label. Another journaling card, added some a velvet tab to the bottom. Back. I like to put the tabs on the bottom if I'm putting things into a top tuck, so you've got a place to pull it out. Here I've got a little cluster of fabric and book spine on the top, and then this is another flip out, and in there I've got this little journaling card with the birdies on the back. I love that even though it's a very small journal, you can still shove a lot of things in there and pretty much treat it like you would a larger one. Here, journaling spot. I backed this with some Tim Holtz tissue paper and a strip of vintage wallpaper. That's what the front looks like. And then here I've got another beautiful reading lady. I just add one of these vintage, it's like almost like a canvas or cloth tab that you would use for indexing and file systems years ago. And then in that pocket, I've got another little journaling card with this Florentine paper image on the front. And that brings us to our back cover. So that is my project for Christina. I hope you enjoyed that. This journal is spoken for. I thank you for coming along with me today, and until next time, bye-bye.